boys are outside, my husband and son playing baseball. And Charlie, my little pup. All righty. So I'm going to start. I think some more people will probably come in, but I'm going to begin. I wrote something the other day that I feel like is like just a nice grounding idea, invitation for this Monday session, which is your vibration matters. And I'm specifically speaking to the people who are tuning into the same radio station that I'm tuning into, okay? Because all of us here on the planet, we have our own work and our own mission, and not everybody's here to move through, lower states of consciousness into higher states of consciousness in one lifetime, like we are, okay? So when I say this is to the people who are tuning into the same station as me. And the invitation, the centering thought is that your vibration matters, that you're not just witnessing this shift, you are the light source within it. Okay. So when we think about that, we are here to be the light source within all this chaos. What can we do throughout the day to keep coming back to our center, to keep coming back to that place of inner peace? Because that's when we're going to hold the strongest light. And starting to really understand that that is enough, that there's many different ways to show up on this planet right now. And it's not to say that you may not show up in other ways other than holding this bright light. However, when we go out and we try to change things in the collective and we are derailed and we are, chaotic, there's not a lot of change we're bringing because this is a vibrational shift. So you holding a strong vibration is going to be what supports the shift more than anything. So I just want to share something really quick. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Did I do that properly? I don't know what am I doing it right? Because I've been bringing it. So I'm in the midst of doing mentorships right now. Can you guys all see this? What did it just do? Okay, can you all see this? I'm getting thumbs up. Okay, so this is the map of consciousness, and you can look this up by Dr. David Hawkins. But ultimately, this is it's a nice map to start understanding where you are, where your resting state is, okay? Because most of us are down here. Most of us are in a contracted ego state, and we're leaking energy, and we are spending most of our days in a contracted state. When we're down here, we are in survival, okay? And we are needing to source our energy from outside of us. So pride is an interesting one because pride, many people can kind of get stuck here, which is really needing external validation, right? It's really needing other people to reflect who we are and to tell us that we're good or we're not good. And we're looking for that praise to tell us who we are. But you'll notice that right here, courage is where we start shifting from the lower states up into the higher states. Courage, if you take the word C-O-U-R, it's Latin for the heart, which is why developing the heart and learning who you are through your heart is the entryway from these lower states to these higher states, okay? Once we start moving up here and our resting state, right? Because we're humans, so we're always going to be having emotions, and we can have anger and we can have jealousy or whatever, but can we get ourselves back, or do we get stuck there, right? So if we can start getting ourselves back to a more peaceful place, then we start moving into higher states of being, higher vibration, and we start becoming a magnet. We start moving out of survival and into divine creator. So someone's in the waiting room. Oops, admit, I'm going to get out of this. Okay, stop sharing. Okay. So I wanted to just give that as context. And by the way, we're starting that group mentorship next Sunday, and we still have one spot open if anyone would like to join. A lot of people are having a bit of schedule conflict because it's the summer, but we'll keep having more of those group sessions. But we're going to be working with the map of consciousness because it's such a helpful tool to start gaining self-awareness, right? And so before we begin, all right, there's this idea that if we continually come in and do an awareness check, how am I doing right now? How am I doing in my inner world? And so I'm inviting all of us to do that. Am I feeling at ease? Do I feel a sense of peace in me? Or is there an agitation, maybe a bigger agitation, maybe something that is gnawing at us? And it's interesting and helpful to know that the moment we start bringing awareness into our inner world, it's like turning on a light. It's like turning up consciousness. And what that turning on the light can do is it can start to alchemize the state that we're in that may be dissonance. And I like to think of dissonance as just scrambled up, right? Instead of coherent, which means that our field is in harmony. So when we start to notice, well, I feel agitated, or I feel inner conflict, or I don't feel at ease, and we just pause and we get out of the story, we can almost immediately come to a state of peace. And when we can start training ourselves to do that throughout the day, and it is training, right? It's complete training. What happens is we start titrating up on that map of consciousness, okay? Because now we're getting out of, contracted lower states, and we're coming to a place of peace. And when we're in peace, what that means is that most aspects of our energy field are now in the present moment, okay? And when we're in the present moment, that is when we have the most energy to use to create our life. All right. So temperature checks, awareness checks throughout the day. How am I doing? Okay. And then let me just pause until I start to come into a place of peace over and over. And then when we want to take action, we're not doing it from a place of reaction. We're doing it from this beautiful centered place where our vibration is now high. Okay. So that whatever we want to do to support, the craziness that's happening on this planet, we're doing it with a high vibration because it matters. If we're doing it with a low vibration, then we're just adding to the soup of craziness. Okay. The soup of chaos and duality. But once we come into that place of peace, we have now elevated our frequency, and now we're stepping into our action, whatever we want to do, speak up, attend something, whatever it is, we're in a much higher vibration. And also, don't let anyone bully you in how you need to be showing up right now. Okay? Because every single one of us has a different signature, and whatever feels most authentic to you is what matters. Okay? Because there's many different ways that we can be showing up, and there are people who are really invited to be here on this planet and just raise their vibration, because that helps the whole in a way that many people cannot understand right now. But once we start learning more and more about the energetics of this planet, people will start to understand the power of having a high vibration, and that how that ripples out. Okay, so whatever way you want to be showing up right now, you listen to you, because there's going to be a lot of people who have different opinions. Okay. With that being said, let us begin. So just take a moment just to bring your awareness in. And just noticing how you're doing in your inner world. And this is about you shifting into the observer and observing, how am I doing? The more that you strengthen the observer, the more choice you have. Okay. The more you can choose to pause before reacting. And when we start making choice that's not based on reaction, that's when we start shifting our vibration up in our life. Okay. It's when we start raising the vibration of our life. And so right now, we're just going to empty. Okay. We're going to empty our field of any negativity, any noise, any chaos, any duality, any judgment. Just empty. Any attachments, any addictions. You're just emptying through your intention to do so. You're letting it go. Any distortions, any misunderstandings. And we're just breathing. Just breathing. And just notice your field around you. Sometimes we can feel if there's stagnation or density in our field. So just notice, like do a little scan. Is there any areas that just feel like they're not moving as much? And then again, when you just step into pure awareness and you're no longer thinking, you're just observing, you're holding your highest vibration. And so your awareness becomes pure light. And so as you scan and you notice, you observe that there may be some density or something, maybe to the left of you, you feel something there, not overthinking. This is not about thinking, it's just sensing. Then what happens is that your awareness can start dissolving that, just melting it away. You don't need to put a story behind it. You just want to stay centered. And you're expanding right now your perspective and your consciousness beyond your thinking mind. And so then you just can scan to the other side of you, just notice if there's any density, scan above you. So I am seeing that people do have some kind of energy blocks or density above their head. So you just scan and just clear. Bring your awareness below your feet. How does the bottom of your energy field feel? Beautiful. This is the power of your awareness, of your attention. When your attention is just holding your higher awareness and it's not holding thought, your ego mind, it holds the strongest light and it can shift and alchemize and transmute. Beautiful. So let's call on our ring of light, and this is our angels and our guides. And so just call on them to create a circle around you. And we're just going to breathe here as we feel their presence. And maybe there's something you need support on right now in your life, or maybe there's something that's weighing you down or you're worried about. You can hand this over to them. Help me with this. Here, will you take this? Will you take this guilt I'm holding, or will you take this problem I'm holding? And if I give it to you, then I will just open myself for solutions to come in return. Okay. So if there's something that you're spinning about or you're stuck on, just hand it over. Let it go. This is what they're here for. And when we start doing this and we delegate and we hand things over, it pulls us deeper into co-creation. It reminds us that we're co-creating, that we're not doing this alone in our own isolated ways, that there's a whole fabric of divine intelligence that we're working with. So it can be a beautiful gesture of stepping out of an ego state to say, hey, I need help. I need support. I got this problem. I can't figure it out. It's worrying me. Can you take this worry? Because the worry is just pulling my vibration down. So just hand it off right now and just continue to feel this beautiful ring of light around you and just breathe here. And as we breathe in right now, I invite us to be aware of the ground, the earth. And as we inhale, just notice that beautiful earth energy coming up through the bottoms of your feet as you inhale. And this is integrating our field with the earth plane. So breathing in, and as you inhale, you breathe in that beautiful earth energy and it starts to connect and integrate into your field, giving you a deeper sense of being grounded, anchored, a deeper sense of placement right now. Continuing to breathe in. Just breathe in that beautiful anchoring energy, that supportive energy from the earth plane. And see if you can breathe in while simultaneously feeling that ring of light around you, just feeling that you are completely surrounded. When we feel that ring of light, it's such a strong vibration that it actually creates a whole shield of light around us. So you are completely covered in beautiful, high vibrational energy, angelic energy. And so when we pause and we breathe and we get out of our thinking mind, we are now open to receive in a way that we were not available before. And so now we are available to connect. And as we breathe into the heart, just start to bring your full attention to the heart. The more and more we bring our attention to the heart, the more our human relaxes. Okay? The personality relaxes. The heart, strengthening the heart, is what brings us into states of peace. Remember that peace is your resting state. It's your resting state, not worry, not stress, not resentment, not comparison. Peace is your resting state. All of that other stuff is just stuff you learned along the way. And that stuff that we learned along the way is covering who we are. And so we're just clearing that out right now. Whatever it is, whatever imprints or programs or conditioning that we're holding that's suppressing our light right now, let's give it permission to move and to clear without thinking, right? Not going into thought right now. We're just letting go of whatever is not true, whatever is not our light. Breathing into the heart for 4 counts. Hold the breath for 4 counts. And exhale out of the heart for 4 counts. If you'd like to place your hand on your heart to strengthen the connection, breathing in for 4, holding the breath for 4, and exhaling for 4. One more time, breathing in for 4, holding it for 4, And exhaling. Continue bringing your full attention to the heart, breathing into the heart, exhaling from the heart. And as you continue to bring your full attention to the heart, I invite you to melt away deeper layers of your ego self. Just dissolve it right now. Just let go of your name, let go of your personality, let go of your life story right now. Just melt it away so that you can feel that freedom, so that you can feel that infinite nature, so that you can feel your consciousness merge with your heart. And you can learn more and more to rest here. And as you breathe, feel that inner light that is you, that inner spark. Bring your awareness to that light that you hold. As you bring your attention to it, it expands, it strengthens, filling up your whole body with beautiful light, infusing every cell in your body with the memory of your divine essence, feeling that spark, that light expand into your auric field, into your emotional body and your mental body, clearing out any patterns of survival, lack, powerlessness, infusing it with the memory of your divine expression, your divine essence. See, the human has forgotten that we are divine. And so we are reminding our human right now. We are reminding our emotions and our thought patterns that we are divine. And when our thoughts and our emotions and our nervous system remembers that, it can start letting go of needing to control, can start moving into a state of ease, start moving into a state of receiving. Giving and receiving a beautiful in and out of the heart, further strengthening our awareness that we are connected to the one, to everything. And just breathing here as we bring through the angelic attunement. So as we continue just being, we start to bring this beautiful angelic frequency through to each one of us. And there's nothing for us to do except for to just be. And what will happen as this frequency comes through is that each one of us are invited to raise our own frequency in our field to match this invitation coming through. And this invitation is an invitation for each one of us to raise our vibration to our own unique divine resonance. As we strengthen our frequency right now, we strengthen our light, we strengthen the presence within us. We start clearing it on even a deeper level. So just being. If we're just being and we're not controlling and we're not maneuvering and we're not directing, we're just being, this is all just happening naturally right now, where we are raising our vibration and then naturally clearing the lower vibrations that cannot stay with us as we lift and we rise up. And then just envisioning that each one of us here, without getting too analytical, just sensing all of us moving into a big circle together. So we're all in this beautiful, high vibrational circle. And not only is it just us, but it's also our team, our angels and our guides surrounding us in a circle outside of us. And so we're feeling that presence behind us as well. And as we breathe, may we all direct our heart energy to the center of this circle. And so we're breathing and we are releasing, we are giving our beautiful heart energy to the center of this circle. And then in return, we are receiving the heart energy in the center of this circle. Breathing out and breathing in. And now may we feel this beautiful heart energy at the center of this circle, strengthening and expanding. Continuing to expand so greatly that it is wrapping around and covering this entire planet with this beautiful vibration of unconditional love. And just breathing here as we all send this together in unity, in oneness, in love, and in peace. Bringing your awareness back to your own vessel, coming back to your heart, feeling that inner light that is you. And let's just pause here for a few moments of silence as you just pause in your own energy, your own presence, knowing that is more than enough. And let's place a shield around us just to reinforce our energetic boundary. And we will take 3 deep breaths to close. So take a nice deep breath in through the belly and exhale through the mouth. Again, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and releasing. And let's just hold this intention for ourselves, for each other, and for the whole world. May we all be free. May we all be at peace. That is our birthright for each and every one of us. And so it is.